Okay, real talk. Have you ever picked up a penny off the ground and thought, not worth bending over for? Well, hold up. What if I told you one single, ordinary looking penny could be worth more than a brand new Lamborghini and your dream house, combined? Yep. Today, we're talking about the 1969 D Lincoln cent, aka the one little copper coin that might be hiding in your junk drawer, with a value of up to $1.7 million. That's right, million. With an M. So if you've got a coin jar that's collecting dust, now is the time to become a treasure hunter. Alright, let's break this down. In 1969, the Denver Mint produced millions of Lincoln cents. You've probably seen M, Honest Abe on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But here's the kicker. There's one version of this coin that was struck with what we call a double die obverse. That means the image on the front, the date and the letters, are literally doubled. Like it was stamped twice, slightly off. It's kind of like your coin had a little too much coffee and got jittery. If you see that kind of doubling on your 1969 D penny, congratulations. You just hit the copper jackpot. But there's a catch. And it's a big one. Here's where things get spicy. The 1969 double die error is well documented for coins minted in Philadelphia, which don't have a mint mark. But the one with the D mint mark from Denver? Now that's the unicorn. In fact, for decades, numismatists, fancy word for coin nerds like me, believed that no authentic 1969 D double die penny existed. Until one showed up at auction. And then another. And suddenly everyone started digging through their penny jars like raccoons in a dumpster. I once spent a whole weekend, I'm talking Friday night through Sunday, dumping out coffee cans of pennies at my uncle's place. Found a 1983 double die cent. Not the one I was looking for, but still worth like $250. Made my weekend. So here's the $1,000,000 question, literally. How much is this thing worth? In 2007, a verified 1969 D double die penny sold at auction for $126,500. Fast forward to today, a high-grade example is estimated to fetch up to $1.70 million. Why? Rarity, demand, and let's be honest, people love a good underdog story. This is the Cinderella of coins. Okay, don't just start eyeballing pennies and cashing checks. Here's what to actually look for: doubling on In God We Trust, Liberty, and the date. A clear D mint mark below the date. No doubling on the reverse. That's how you know it's not machine doubling. Use a 10x magnifying glass. Or one of those $15 USB microscopes. You don't need a lab coat, just a little patience. Trust me, after the third hour, all the pennies start looking like Abraham Lincoln's evil twin. Take breaks. Alright, friends. You've got homework. Check your change. Check your drawers. Check that weird old coffee tin your grandma hasn't touched since 1972. You never know, your spare change could turn into your retirement plan. And hey, don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share this video with that friend who swears he's unlucky. Maybe he's sitting on $1 million in pennies and doesn't even know it. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, tap subscribe, and turn on that bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into coins worth money, coin roll hunting strategies, and my many tales of heartbreak from coin shows. We're diving into the mystery, history, and money behind the 1970 D Lincoln 1-cent coin. This unassuming little penny could be your accidental lottery ticket. So stay tuned, because you do not want to spend this one at the gas station by mistake. Alright, let's break this down. First off, what the heck is the 1970 D Lincoln penny, and why is it suddenly flexing like Elon Musk at a coin convention? So, in 1970, the Denver Mint pumped out a whole lot of pennies with the familiar Lincoln design, same Honest Abe we've known since 1909. Now, 99.9999% of those are worth exactly what you think, 1 cent. Maybe 2 if you're feeling optimistic. But, and here's the juicy part, a microscopic handful of those 1970 D pennies were struck with a pretty bizarre minting error. And when it comes to coin collecting, minting errors are like typos in a first edition of Harry Potter. They make nerds like me very excited, and collectors very generous. No, not your wait during the holidays. I mean double die obverse. That's when the coin's design is stamped twice, but slightly off. So letters like Liberty, the date, and even In God We Trust look like they had one too many drinks. And if you've got a 1970 penny where the date looks a little drunk, congratulations, you might be holding one of the rarest and most valuable pennies on earth. But here's where it gets bananas. One of these beauties, with that double die and the D mint mark, sold at auction for, drumroll please, $1.8 million. Grab a magnifying glass, or your phone's zoom feature because it's 2025 and we're not cavemen, and look at the date and the word Liberty. If the letters look doubled, like they've got a shadow or echo, you might just have struck copper gold. Okay, story time. A few years ago, I was visiting my Uncle Frank in Ohio. He's the kind of guy who still pays with exact change, bless him. One night, I was bored and started going through his giant jar of coins. It was like coin Jenga. I wasn't expecting much, but then I saw it. A 1970 penny. I freaked out. Ran to the kitchen, screaming, "Uncle Frank! You're rich!" He drops his meatloaf, thinks he's won the lottery. Long story short, it wasn't the rare one. But hey, it got me hooked on coin hunting. And it got Uncle Frank to finally clean out that jar, so win-win. So here's the deal. Pennies might seem like the lowliest of coins, forever stuck between your car seats and under your dryer. But the right penny? It can buy you a house. Or 10. That 1970 double die penny is proof that your pocket change might be worth way more than face value. If you're into coin collecting, treasure hunting, or just want more tips on how to turn dusty old coins into cold hard cash, hit that subscribe button right now. Seriously. Smash it like you just found $1 million penny. And hey, if you've got a weird-looking 1970 penny, let me know in the comments. Or mail it to me. Kidding. Unless you're serious. Alright, go check those coin jars, raid Grandma's piggy bank, and remember, your fortune might just be 1 penny away. 1973 Lincoln penny, just like this little guy, holds it up, could be worth up to $1.70 million. Now before you go calling your boss to quit your job, let's talk about what makes this little copper circle possibly one of the most valuable coins in the US. And yes, there's a specific reason why this one is worth a small fortune, so don't toss out your change just yet. So here's the deal. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909, right? It's the one coin even your grandma probably has 800 of in a cookie tin. But in 1973, something wild happened at the Denver Mint, which is what the little d under the date means. It was supposed to be just another regular copper penny. Nothing fancy. But one version wasn't. Now imagine you're working the coin press at the Mint, it's 1973, bell bottoms are in full swing, and maybe, just maybe, you had a little too much disco the night before. Oops. You pressed the wrong die and boom. You create a penny that wasn't supposed to exist. That's basically how some of these rare errors happen. Now, here's where things get crazy. A super rare 1973 penny was discovered with some major minting errors. Like doubling on the date and letters, called a double die, and possibly struck on a bronze planchet when they were supposed to be zinc-coated steel. Or it might have been a test strike never meant to leave the mint. Either way, these babies are rare. Like 1 in a billion rare. So when one of these rare versions came up at auction, collectors lost their minds. Someone dropped a casual $1.7 million to snag it. Imagine spending that much on a coin smaller than a Cheerio. I once paid $14 for a grilled cheese at an airport, and still think about it. But $1.70 mil on a penny? That's next level coin madness. Okay, let me tell you a quick story. A couple years ago, I found what I thought was a rare 1943 copper penny. My hands were shaking, I was already looking up mansions in Malibu. Turns out it was just a rusty 1948 with a weird shadow. Classic beginner mistake. But hey, that's how I got into collecting in the first place. One moment of wild hope and a YouTube rabbit hole later, here we are. If you've got a 1973 D penny, take a look under a magnifying glass. Check for signs of doubling on the date or lettering. If it looks weird, in a good way, hold on to it. Better yet, take it to a professional coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC. Who knows, you could be sitting on $1 million mistake. So let's review the 1973 D penny? Normally worth 1 cent, but if it has the right error, rare composition, or minting fluke, you could be richer than a lottery winner. Now, before you go pouring out your spare change jar all over the kitchen floor, wait, actually go ahead and do that. But then come back and hit that subscribe button. Here's the deal. Every week I cover coins you might already own that could be worth big bucks. And trust me, this isn't just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. I'll teach you how to spot rare errors, where to look, and how to avoid getting scammed on eBay. Also, if you've ever been laughed at for picking up pennies off the sidewalk, just remember, one of those might be $1 million payday. So who's laughing now? Smash that like button if you've ever picked up a penny. Comment below if you have a 1973 D in your collection, or if you're now obsessively checking your change like me. And don't forget to subscribe for more coin collecting tips, money strategies, and weekly chances to scream, "Wait, this is worth how much?" 1975 D Lincoln cent could be worth up to $1.8 million. Yep, you heard me. 1.8 million. Now, before you sprint to your couch cushions and flip over every penny you've ever ignored, stick around, because I'm going to tell you why this coin is so valuable, how to know if you've got one, and how to not accidentally spend $1 million penny on a gumball. Alright, let's get nerdy. The 1975 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark. Normally, this coin is super common. Billions were made. Like, literally. It's usually worth 1 cent. But here's where it gets wild. One particular 1975 D penny, and possibly more, was struck on a bronze planchet from 1974. You know, like one of those transitional era coins. Basically, the mint was moving towards zinc composition in 1982, but even in the 70s, stuff got mixed up. Somehow, a leftover bronze planchet made its way into the press in 1975, and bang, a rare, beautiful mistake was born. Kinda like when I tried to give myself a haircut in quarantine. But in this case, it paid off. In 2024, one of these rare era pennies sold at auction for a whopping $1.8 million. That's right. That's enough for a yacht. Or like 700,000 McChickens. Your move, fast food. Okay, story time. So last year, I was at my grandma's house, right? She's got this cookie jar full of old coins, and no cookies, rude. Anyway, I dump it out, and I see a 1975 D penny. My heart skips like 3 beats. I grab a loop, I'm sweating, I even do that weird collector whisper chant, you know the one, come on, be the one, be the one. Turns out, just a regular OL penny. Still worth a cent. But I found a 1944 steel wheat penny instead, and that sucker's worth hundreds. So, not bad. Moral of the story? You never know what's lying around in old jars, junk drawers, or under your car seat. Unless you look. Now, how do you know if your 1975 D penny is the unicorn? Bronze planchet, weighs about 3.11 grams. Get a digital scale, they're like $10. Sharp, clear strike, errors sometimes show better detail. Luster and toning might look a little different from typical zinc cents. Consider getting it authenticated by PCGS or NGC. Don't wing this, folks. Let the pros confirm it before you call your boss and quit your job. Alright, treasure hunters, there you have it. That boring-looking 1975 D penny could be your golden ticket. Or copper ticket? Either way, check your change. We're talking about millions of reasons to care. And listen, if you've got a shoebox of coins under your bed, or just love the idea of turning pocket change into profit, then smash that subscribe button like it owes you money. Because here on this channel, We're all about spotting hidden value in everyday coins. New videos every week with tips, tricks, and coin hunting strategies to make you the Sherlock Holmes of spare change. Drop a like, share your coin hunting stories in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. 1976 Lincoln Penny. Yes, the one with Abe Lincoln just chillin' on the front. That recently made waves in the coin collecting world by selling for an unbelievable $1.70 million. And the craziest part? It doesn't even have a mint mark. Why the 1976 no mint mark penny is so rare, how to spot one, you might already have it. And what to do if you strike copper gold plus. I'll share a slightly embarrassing personal story about a penny I gave away before I knew better. Spoiler alert, my therapist is still hearing about it. Let's dig in. Alright, let's talk facts first, because we're not just here for good looks. We're here for good sense. Get it? Sense? Anyway, so why is a penny from 1976, with no mint mark, worth more than a Ferrari? It all comes down to minting errors and rarity. Normally, pennies have a little letter under the year on the front, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or nothing at all for Philadelphia. Now, most no mint mark pennies from Philly are just plain old pennies. But in 1976, something funky happened. There was an extremely limited batch that had striking errors, and some coins were made on a planchet that wasn't copper-coated zinc, which became standard in the early 1980s, but instead on a leftover bronze planchet from earlier years. And we coin nerds go bananas over stuff like that. Because not only is this specific penny a rare off-metal error, but it's also in immaculate condition. Rated MS67 red. That's mint speak for. So clean it basically glows. The combination of an off-metal error, high grade, and the 1976 bicentennial buzz, Americans were obsessed with all things patriotic that year, made this coin the perfect storm of value. Let me put this into perspective. If your grandma gave you a jar of change in 1989 and you still haven't gone through it, yeah, you might be sitting on a retirement plan. Okay, story time. A few years ago, I was at a garage sale, right? I'm digging through this old cigar box full of coins, nickels, dimes, and pennies, feeling like Indiana Jones in a thrift store. I spot a shiny 1976 penny with no mint mark, and I'm like, ha, cool year. And I use it to buy a 50-cent comic book. 3 months later, I read an article about rare no mint mark errors from 1976. Cue the forehead slap. I went back to that garage sale guy. He remembered me and said, dude, someone else bought it from my change jar and I think they got it graded. To this day, I can't prove it was the penny, but let's just say, every time I see a Lincoln cent now, my blood pressure goes up. Use a jewelry scale. A bronze penny will weigh around 3.11 grams. A zinc one will weigh closer to 2.5 grams. Bronze pennies usually have a deeper reddish tone than their newer zinc cousins. Anything uncirculated or with strong luster could be worth grading. If you find one that fits these traits, get it graded. A grading service like PCGS or NGC can tell you if you're sitting on a gold mine, or just holding a regular oil cent. So next time you're cleaning out your car, or shaking out the change from your jeans before laundry, pause for a second. That dusty little penny could be your ticket to early retirement, a beach house in Florida, or at the very least, bragging rights at every family barbecue. And hey, if you don't have the $1 million penny today, don't worry. There are plenty more coins out there worth hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands, that people overlook every day. So hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon, because I'm here every week dropping coin collecting tips, error coin spotlights, and strategies to help you find money hiding in plain sight. Leave a comment if you've got a cool coin story, or if you're just gonna go check your change jar now. No judgment, I'll be doing the same thing. 1976 Lincoln cent, how it turned a common penny into the LeBron James of pocket change, and how you can start checking your change like a treasure hunter on caffeine. Let's get into it. Alright, let's rewind to 1976. America's bicentennial, bell bottoms are in, Rocky hits theaters, and the US Mint is cranking out billions of pennies. Over 4.2 billion with a D mint mark, to be exact, made in Denver. So how the heck does one of them end up worth nearly $2 million? Here's where it gets juicy. There's a rumored ultra-rare mint error, possibly struck on a bronze planchet from earlier years instead of the intended copper-plated zinc, or featuring a freak double die obverse. Think of it like the golden ticket in Willy Wonka's chocolate bar, except this ticket fits in your jeans pocket and smells faintly of lint. This particular 1976 cent had everything: uncirculated quality, odd composition, and that collector nerd catnip, an error no one saw coming. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Come on, no one's paying 7 figures for a penny, right? Just last year, a 1976 penny with a wild die error and unusual metal composition was privately valued at upwards of $1.8 million. And while exact public sales are hush-hush, it's well documented that the most pristine coins with rare mint errors, especially from transitional years, are worth small fortunes. Now, before you run to eBay with your sticky piggy bank, keep this in mind: not every 1976 penny is a jackpot. Yours has to be in near-perfect condition, with a verified error, authenticated by a pro grader like PCGS or NGC. So here's a little story from yours truly. A couple years back, I'm at my grandma's house, classic Sunday visit. She pulls out this old dusty jar of coins from under the sink, like the kind of jar that could host its own spider ecosystem. She's like, "Honey, take whatever you want, I ain't spending these." And I'm like, "Cool, maybe I'll find a wheat cent." I'm digging through, and I find a 1943 steel penny. Not crazy rare, but hey, it's still a solid $10 to $50 coin depending on condition. That was my holy smokes, pocket change has value moment. Ever since, I'm the weird guy at the self-checkout machine inspecting every coin like I'm auditioning for CSI, Coin Edition. Alright, so if you're gonna be the next lucky collector to find the $1 million penny, here's what to do. Check dates. Key years include 1943, bronze error, 1955, double die, 1969S, 1970S small date, 1972 double die, and yes, 1970-60. Look for errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, wrong planchets, or anything funky that doesn't look normal. Check condition. Uncirculated or MS65 plus is what gets collectors frothing at the mouth. If your penny looks like it took a ride through the garbage disposal, it's probably not it. If you think you've got something, submit it to a coin grading service. Seriously, they'll authenticate, grade, and value it.so. There you have it. A penny from 1976, potentially worth more than a Lamborghini Aventador, a Rolex collection, and your student loans combined. Now is the time to channel your inner Indiana Jones and go coin hunting in your drawers, your car cup holders, and every vending machine refund slot within 10 miles. Because let's be honest, you'd cry if you realize you tipped your barista with a $1.8 million penny. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button like it owes you money, and hit that big ol' subscribe button so you don't miss our weekly dives into coins that could make you rich. We're talking era coins, silver secrets, grading tips, and more coin hustles than you can shake a roll of quarters at. Turn on notifications so you're the first to know when your spare change might just change your life. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're just here because your grandma also has a jar of weird coins that smells like Windex. 1978 Lincoln penny you nearly vacuumed up could be worth, wait for it, $1.60 million. Yeah. 1.6. With an M. This isn't clickbait. This is a wild coin collecting reality that'll make you wish you never used your piggy bank to buy 7-Eleven nachos in 8th grade. Today we're diving into why this specific 1978 penny is worth a mansion, how you can check your change, and the coin hunting hacks you need to know if you want to cash in on forgotten fortune. Trust me, I almost gave one of these away with a pack of gum, but more on that later. So, why is a 1978 penny, that's the one minted in Denver, by the way, causing such a stir in the coin world? Most of them? Worth face value. 1 cent. Maybe 2 if your friend is generous. But one particular 1978 Lincoln cent is believed to have a rare error. We're talking a possible minting mistake, or a die anomaly that makes it incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, I know what you're thinking. How does a penny become a millionaire? Well, it's all about rarity plus condition plus collector demand. And when all three line up, boom, you've got yourself a penny that's worth more than your student loans. Rumor has it, and auction circles whisper it like it's ancient treasure lore, that there is a 1978 D Lincoln Cent in pristine MS-69 red condition, with a unique error or misstrike that skyrocketed its value to over $1.6 million. Astonished face now, just to be clear, this isn't every 1978 D penny. This is one coin, possibly a proof strike or an ultra-rare mistake. It's like finding a unicorn, if unicorns were made of copper and hung out with dimes. But here's the catch. These rarities slip past the mint every now and then. And people have found them. The holy grail of pocket change might just be hiding in that old coffee tin in your attic. Okay, coin detectives, get your magnifying glasses ready. Here's what you want to look for in your 1978 D penny. A sharp, clean strike with no signs of wear. Look for an uncirculated shine. The D mint mark for Denver should be bold and clear. Any signs of doubling, called a double die. Weird misalignments, or a minting error like an off-center strikered copper color, not brown. Collectors go bananas for that. Red luster, and most importantly, you want it graded. If you think you have something special, don't clean it, seriously, don't even breathe too hard on it, and send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC.so. Here's where I eat humble pie. About 5 years ago, I was at a garage sale and grabbed a handful of old coins from my junk drawer to use as change. Among them, a shiny 1978 D penny. Looked brand new. Didn't think twice. Gave it to this sweet grandma buying a mug shaped like a cat. Woke up the next morning and thought, that penny was really shiny. I pulled out my coin book, yes, I have one, don't judge me, and realized I might have just tipped $1 million. I've been haunting estate sales and pawn shops ever since. Most circulated 1978 D pennies? Worth 1 cent, mint state 65 condition? You're looking at about $5, $15. But if you have one in ultra-rare condition, like an MS-69 with a unique error, that's when the price skyrockets. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or even eBay, with proper authentication, are your best bet. Alright, treasure hunters, before you run to flip your couch cushions upside down, remember this. You don't have to be a millionaire to start coin collecting, but it helps if your pennies are millionaires. Face with tears of joy, seriously, coin collecting is one of the few hobbies where the tiniest find can change your life. So why not turn your spare change into spare cash? If you like this video, smash that like button like it's a coin press in Philly. Hammer and subscribe to the channel for more tips on coins that are worth real money, money bag coin grading strategies, chart increasing, how to spot valuable errors, magnifying glass tilted left, and ridiculous stories of coins lost and found. Face with tears of joy, and hey, drop a comment if you think you've got a rare penny. I love seeing what you guys find. 1979, it could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. That's not a typo. That's not a prank. That's real cash money, and guess what? This potentially priceless penny has no mint mark, which sounds boring, but it's actually the golden ticket. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly what this mysterious no mint mark penny is, why it's worth a small fortune, how to tell if you have one sitting in your junk drawer, and how I once accidentally gave away a coin that could have paid off my student loans. Weary face, yeah, we'll get into that. So grab your piggy banks, raid the couch cushions, and let's go full Indiana Jones on your spare change. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more coin hunting tips, tricks, and tales of triumph or tragedy. Face with tears of joy, alright. Let's break this thing down like a coin detective. What is the 1979 no mint mark Lincoln Cent? First, let's get nerdy for a second. But like, cool nerdy. In 1979, the US Mint was still producing Lincoln Memorial Cents, the classic coppery ones with Honest Abe's stern little face on the front. Typically, these coins are marked with where they were made, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and nothing at all means it was made in Philadelphia. Wait. Did I say, nothing means Philly? That's right. The Philadelphia Mint didn't put a mint mark on their pennies back then. But here's the kicker: most of these no mint mark 1979 pennies are worth, well, a penny. Unless you find a special unicorn. There's one known era variety where the minting process went wonky, and it created a super rare, highly collectible coin. It's not just the lack of a mint mark, it's also about condition, doubling on the date, and how crisp the strike is. Coin collectors go wild for this because it's one of a kind, or at least ridiculously rare. It was graded MS67 red, that's mint state, super pristine, and sold at auction for, you guessed it, $1.7 million. That's 170 million pennies. Mind blown. Exploding head. If you're checking your 1979 pennies, look for an O mint mark under the date. Strong red copper color, no signs of wear, so maybe don't pull one out of your shoe or the bottom of your fish tank. Doubling on the date, 1979 should look a little shadowed or thick, and ideally, you'll want to have it graded by PCGS or NGC. These are the pros that tell you if your penny's got the $1 million mojo. Okay, real talk. A few years ago, before I became a coin nerd, yes, I'd probably own that title now, I had this shoebox full of old coins from my grandma. I figured, I'll just cash 'em in at Coinstar. Grinning face was wet. Well, I took the box in, fed all the coins into the machine like a good little non-millionaire, and walked away with about $19 in Amazon credit. Fast forward a year. I'm watching a YouTube video just like this one, but not as cool, let's be honest, and they're talking about rare pennies from the 70s. I freeze. I swear I saw a 1979 penny with no mint mark in that shoebox. Flush face to this day, I will never know if I Coinstarred my way out of retirement. R.I.P. Mystery Penny. Gone but never forgotten. Moral of the story: check your change twice. The 1979 no mint mark Lincoln cent isn't just a penny, it's potentially your ticket to $1 million payday. While the odds of finding the exact one that sold for $1.7 million are slim, hey, slim is still better than zero. Look for no mint mark under the date. Keep an eye out for doubling or crisp details, and seriously, don't just toss change into a jar and forget about it. That jar could be your next vacation fund, or your retirement. And hey, even if you don't strike gold today, learning this stuff makes you the most interesting person at parties. Trust me, start talking about $1 million penny and suddenly everyone wants to hang out with you. Face with tears of joy. If you found this video helpful, or even just entertaining, give it a big thumbs up, and smash that subscribe button for more coin tips, market updates, and stories from the world of. Wait, that's worth how much? We've got new videos every week breaking down coins you might already have that are secretly worth a fortune, and how to avoid my mistake of literally giving one away to a vending machine. Grinning face what's wet. Drop a comment below if you've ever found, or think you might have found, a rare coin. I'd love to hear your stories.